Video walkthrough on Keystone Raptor. So we'll kind of start our way in the back. Right now you get this back porch set up. It's pretty easy to set up, and then I'll try my best to show you how to close it up. It's kind of difficult to do one-handed, but we'll do our best. And you do have little bubble levels on this, so you can kind of try to get this level. And you do have extra stabilizer jacks. Just swing down, make contact with the ground to help get some of the shake out of this. But you can support the weight off of these cables if you need be. These steps are removable. You can just pull this little handguard out, set it aside somewhere. You can fold these down, just down like that, like that. Then the step literally just lifts up by pushing these in, and it unlatches from here. Very simple, and they are adjustable. You have pins in them to move the legs in or out to adjust them, just like how your main MORryde steps are. Very simple. Let me go up here. So very nice. So all you do to unhook it is here. Wheel rolls out. This lifts up and over that little peg right here. Slides in. Folds in. Same deal on the other side. Lift up and over that peg. Slide it in like that. Turn this. See right here? This peg right here, lift up. And it locks. In that hole right there. You can see that. Again, see? And then you fold this whole thing back in. Other side. A little bit simpler. Lift up that. Fold this. Fold this in. Then you fold the other side in here. Coming around over here. And excuse that noise. Moving on to the side, you do have this ladder right here. You can pull these pins out. One on either side. Grab the ladder. Pivot it back down. Make sure you do pin it back in place. And you're able to get up on the roof. So it is a walkable roof. Usually if they don't have ladders, it's not a walkable roof. But since this one does, you can get up there. And I definitely recommend getting up there a couple times a year. Checking your roof sealant, checking your roof material. The only way to keep the warranty on your roof is proof of regular maintenance. 50 amp show cord. This is your show cord that will come with the unit. We'll put it in one of the front compartments for you. Over here, you have a switch to turn on your fuel pump for your auxiliary tank. And then your auxiliary tank you can use too. Got a fuel pump like at the gas station right here. So you can fill up your toys, your golf car, or your dirt bikes, whatever you got. Then you fill this. This is for your tank for your generator. This is for the tank, for the auxiliary tank, which would be for that pump right over there. On the back, you do have a black tank right here. So the valves are in the pull handles are in a different location. I do believe they are right here, right there. So that'll be for a black tank in the back. And then that right there, up there is the valve for it. So I always recommend making sure that handle's all the way closed before you take that cap off. Or you might get a nasty bath. Side seals, every once in a while you're going to make sure you want to look at them, make sure they're not dry or cracked, anything like that. If they start getting that way, I definitely recommend taking this in and having us do what's called a slide out maintenance. But if you have the know-how, we sell the materials here, and it's pretty simple to do. Over here, exterior range vent. It's gonna be a cover for your exterior your range hood. If you are gonna use your fan on your range hood, you want to make sure that flap in there is open. There's 2 little plastic tabs on either side. You just kind of fold out of the way. That's the flap free. I always recommend making it secure when you travel, so it's not flopping down the road. And I always close mine overnight so I don't have insects crawl up in there. This one you will need a step stool to reach. Right down over here, got your gray tank. So this will be your drain for your main blacks and grays up front, but you also have a second handle over there for a second gray tank. Make sure this cap gets put on. So same window up front, that's a gray tank over here. Hook it up there, make sure it is closed before you take your cap off. I always recommend dumping your blacks first anyway, letting them get all flushed out, and then dumping your grays. That way the gray will flush out your black tank hose, or the black tank water that was in your hose. Exhaust for your furnace, just keep it clean. Every once in a while you want to look. Sometimes you get like bees nests, spider webs, mud daubers. If you see them in there, kind of clean it out. They do make screens for that. They don't recommend you run them with the screen on because they restrict airflow. But as far as like storage, I'm just going to keep insects from building nests, and I like to keep them on when I travel because that's going to keep road debris from building up inside of there. Got your water heater right here. Very simple. You got your anode rod, so that's the only thing you'll have to do when you guys want to use this. Make sure this rod gets put in there, and then this material on the outside, you can see that center rod in the middle. Focus. Can't really focus. When you have about 25% of this material remaining, place the anode rod. It's a 1/16" socket size. I always get it started by hand because it is end heavy, so it's kind of hard to screw it in there. Then I tighten it with a 1/16" socket and an extension ratcheting wrench. It's the easiest way to do it. Once you got that plug in there, when you hook up water, whether it be from your fresh tank or from your city water, it's going to fill up. Once it's filled up, you can turn it on. There is a switch out here for electric. So it is controlled from an in-command system on the inside, and there's an option for electric. But if you turn it on the inside, and you're wondering why the heck my electric isn't working, make sure that switch on the outside is also on. And then I definitely recommend draining it after every trip. You don't want water to sit in there for a while. It'll start to get stagnant and smelly, and it'll be kind of a pain in the butt to flush out. So before you pull your anode rod out to drain it, shut off all sources of water, crack your pressure relief. Water will sputter out here. That's fine. Everything out here is designed to get a little wet. Once it stops squirting out, snap this closed. Then you can pull your anode rod out. If you neglect to do this first, you're going to get a bath. And if you've been running it, you're going to get a hot bath. And these are pretty heavy. And if there's a lot of pressure in there and you just let it go, it might hit you in the chest or the stomach. Or right now it's at the level to hit me right in the stomach. And you're going to get water all over you. So just make sure you relieve all your pressure first before you take your anode rod out. Other than that, clean down in there and then clean in there quite regularly. Make sure there's no spider webs in there. Make sure there's no debris in this general area. The longer you can keep it clean, the longer your water heater is going to last. Right in here, this may look confusing, but it's pretty simple actually. So we'll start at the top, work our way down. Got an exterior shower. Quick disconnect right there. You'll hook this hose up to it, and then if you want to use a sprayer, just buy like one of those cheap garden sprayers. You have a control to winterize. So you can, if you have an old hose, one that can screw into this, you can cut the end off, and I would make it about like 6 feet long. Set it, your gallon of antifreeze on the ground, hook your hose up to there, stick that in the antifreeze, stick the end of the hose in the antifreeze, tune that to winterize, kick the pump on, and instead of sucking from your fresh tank, it'll suck from that gallon of antifreeze, making it easier to winterize. Then you do have this little chart right here. So, power fill, that's what's going to fill your fresh tank via the city water pressure. So you put your hose to the city fill right there. Then you follow the chart. So the position. So red is your water heater bypass valve, right? So you want to make sure that's on. Then your white is your winterize valve. You want to make sure that's off. And then your blue is your tank fill valve. So you want to make sure that's on fill. So if it's on fill like that, and you have your hose hooked to here, it won't be actually using city water pressure. It'll be filling your onboard fresh tank. And then dry camping, if you want to pull from that fresh tank, you just take the blue water and turn it to here to normal flow, and you turn your pump on, it'll pull from the fresh tank. City water, again, if you're going to use your city water from your city fill, if your pump is off, again, have it to normal flow. Winterize, so you turn this to on, water heater bypass to on, tank fill to fill, or tank fill to normal flow, and then tank flush, up and down like that. Winterize on, bypass on. That'll flush out your tanks. But you would have to move your hose from city fill to the tank flush. So these are nice and labeled. If you want to do tank flush, hook it here. City water and filling your fresh tank, you do through the city fill. The chart is very easy to read. You just have to use this key right here, and that tells you what red, white, and blue valves are. So it may look confusing, but after a couple of uses, trust me, you really get the hang out of it. And there is even a written instructions right here. Ow. So then, excuse me, let's turn this bypass off and winterize off, and we'll do normal flow. So it's set up for you to hook a hose up to here and use it there. The nice thing about these is you can unscrew this, run all your hoses up through here, keep it up out of the way. And moving over here, you have a cable inlet. If you're going somewhere that provides cable, hook it through here. If you have a portable satellite, you can hook it through here. Up there, battery disconnect. So if you're storing this unit unplugged and you want to make sure your battery's not being used, you can disconnect your battery. However, if you're plugging in to charge it, the battery needs to be on. And then below that, all that, you have your low point drains. That'll be the lowest point of the water system. Help you drain out some water. We'll make sure they're closed for you. Then you have black and gray tank pulleys, and then to drain them, and then they do drain from that one right over there. So you have 2 blacks and 2 grays on this trailer. The pass-through storage there with that hose. Those are all your vacuum lines for your built-in vacuum over there. And then we'll make sure this light up here gets turned off. Moving over here, because we have this trailer all set up, all the steps down, the back's on, the back steps are down. I will not run the leveling system, but I'll definitely kind of explain it to you. So your battery needs to be connected for it to work. Here's your power button here. Hit auto level right when you're ready to level it. When you're off of your truck, it'll start automatically leveling for you. Once it's done, it'll beep, and then you'll see success. And then you might even miss it, say success, because it definitely disappears off the screen and then goes back to level jacks down, and the jacks go all the way down. It's very simple to use. Right here, clearly written instructions how to unhitch from your truck, how to hook up to trailer right here. So if you want to raise and lower your front jacks, so if you hit front right here, raises the front, hit retract, then hit front again, retracts the front. So that's how you'll do it to raise and lower it to get your truck up underneath it. And like I said, this thing is, in the sake of saving time and how this trailer is already set up for our walk, I don't want to use auto level. I don't recommend using your auto level when your steps are down, because they do touch the ground, and all the twisting motion and moving from the leveling system could break the steps. So that's another little piece of advice. When you do your auto level, your mow-ride steps, which are the steps that make contact to the ground, I fold them up and out of the way to prevent any risk from them bending. You got 2 batteries right here. In the winter, I definitely recommend taking these batteries out. Keep anything from using the battery when you're not around. Although, if you could see, there's all different kinds of cable connections on these batteries, so if you are going to take these batteries out, I recommend taking a few pictures, maybe even drawing a diagram, so you know exactly how these cables get put back on these batteries. Here, access to your generator. You can take that panel off and do any maintenance to your generator. You can start and stop it from the outside. Excuse me, but you can do most of your on and off stuff from the inside. These have docking lights. Turn these on right here. Got some nice blue LEDs, and then there's one way up there that we can't quite see. Oh, sorry, there is not. There's these 2, and there's 2 blue ones right here. There might be a blue one up there if we just can't see it because of this garage door right here. Excuse me. Dual 30-pound cylinders. They are filled. You don't have to worry about getting them filled. Automatic changeover regulator, whichever one that's pointing to. It's going to pull from that tank first. If this one will get empty, it'll pull automatically from this tank. However, this doesn't rotate, indicating it has switched. So keep that in mind. And then some people put it in the middle thinking it's going to pull from both tanks equally. That's not how it works. It's one side or the other. We'll close these for now. I always like to make sure you guys get them with the tanks off. And then each of these compartment doors have these little metal latches that hold them open. We'll get that closed for now. Moving along. Access to your hydraulic fluid tank reservoir for your hydraulic leveling system. Other side of that pass-through storage. So you got a few things in here. Got a light up on this side. You have a GFCI protected outlet and then cable outlet. So if you wanted to have a TV outside, you could. Right here is your brain for your in-command system. So there's nothing you folks need to do back here. I will warn you, if you're operating something and something didn't work and you come back here and you try to do it yourself and you tamper with any of the electronics, that's more than likely going to void your warranty on the in-command part of it because you messed with it yourself. Then here's your hoses for the built-in vacuum cleaner right here. Let's make sure this light gets turned off. Right here, more outdoor power. It's GFCI protected. All your GFCIs are on the same circuit, so if this one's going to trip, they're all going to trip. This is your tank vent. So, since your tank is filled via pressure rather than gravity filled, I can't reiterate it enough. Monitor its progress on your in-command system. As soon as that tank hits full, go and turn that water off. Because, yes, water will squirt out of here when it's full too to vent out that extra water. But if for any reason this gets clogged and you start pressurizing that freshwater tank, it's going to burst. And then right here, black tank flush. Another one, you can hook a hose up to here, turn it on. As you're dumping your black tank, flush out your black tank. That's going to keep it from smelling. Right over here, almost done on the outside. Vents for your fridge. You got bottom and top. Just make sure they're clean up in here, not blocked by any debris. And then every once in a while I recommend taking these panels off. Just give these a quarter of a turn and cleaning back there. Alright, well that concludes our exterior portion of this video walkthrough. So we'll move on to the inside and we'll start in the bedroom and work our way back. Bedroom, dual outlets on either side with clicking lights above the bed. Right over here, you got your carbon monoxide alarm. They use 9-volt batteries. So if this does give you the low voltage chirps, just replace that 9-volt battery. Got your TV in here. It does strap like down. Make sure you strap it when you travel. You got power and then cable, antenna, and then satellite. So if you do have a satellite hooked to the outside, like I was showing you, you'll have to move this over to satellite for it to work on satellite. Plenty of wardrobe space. This is a slide out, so keep things out of the way. And you do have, if I am correct, I could be wrong. Yep. Some storage under your bed. Get you a backup crank. Get you a table right there. You lose that table up front. Or more, I guess you would call it in the back, in the living room. Nice sliding barn style door. I really like these doors. Make sure you do strap it open when you travel so it's not banging around as you're traveling, as you're going, making turns. And I really like these bathrooms because I really like these countertops. The bathroom's very simple. It's just like a bathroom in any camper or in any home. Get your sink. Light switch right here. Turns on these nice decorative LEDs around the medicine cabinet. Got your resettable GFCI, so if any GFCI were to trip, this is the outlet you come and reset it at. Shower, very simple. You got hot and cold. Shower door, just clips. These are like that. Make sure you do open it. Come in here. take this strap right here, this clip, and clip them open. Same thing, same type of deal with your barn door right here. You don't want these sliding back and forth as you're traveling. Then over here, got your toilet. Very simple to use. As long as you're pushing this pedal, it'll flush. Nice thing about this toilet is it's porcelain. Then you got your light switch for in here, and this is your fan vent for the fan right here. That switch right there. Coming along over here, more light switches. This will do kitchen lights. The one right here will do the hall lights. Got your in command right here. Right now your current passcode is zeros, all zeros. If you wanted to change it, you go to settings, type in, go to passcode, type in the current passcode, then it'll ask you to type in your new passcode. You go to generator, you can start and stop your generator from in here. Awnings, in and out, you can control your awnings from here as well as your awning lights. Very simple. Same deal with your slides, you can control all your slide outs from here and they're nice and clearly labeled. Lights, you can do bedroom light, night lights, which are just kind of lights kind of scattered throughout here. Let's hit it again. See? Main living lights is going to turn off. There's 4 main lights in the living room. Garage lights will do the lights in the garage, and then you can also again control awning lights from in here too. Then you have HVAC, so you can turn your bedroom AC, turn that on. Fan mode. Fan will just allow it to cycle air. It won't actually turn the compressor on the AC. That's good if it's to circulate some air. Excuse me. Fan mode auto. Auto is going to allow it to cycle on and off at your set temperature. So once your AC in the bedroom hits 55 degrees, it'll shut off, and then as it warms up in there again, it'll cycle back on again. So it does go all the way down to 55. Hit this over again. You go to main living AC. You go mode fan again. Cool. Gas. Not gas. I'm sorry. Heat. Only source of heat is gas, and then again you got the fan modes, which is nice. Your furnace goes all the way to 90, and then if you hit it again, you go to auto. So if you have this set to 68, and it's 80 degrees out during the day, your AC will run to get it to 68. But if it's 50 degrees at night, your furnace will know to kick on to bring it up to 68. And then you can open and close that fan vent right over there from the panel. Yep, you can hear it. Oop, takes a little while, opens up, and then you can turn the fan on and off, low, medium, high, off. And we'll make sure that fan gets closed. You can schedule start and stop for your AC, which is nice. Then you have hitch. All this does is raise and lower the front hitch. Then you can control the water pump, turn it on and off from here. Water heater, click it, you get gas and electric, so you can run both at once. If you are going to run electric, 2 things. Make sure that switch on the outside is on. Make sure you have water in the water heater. And you can turn on and off exterior lights, and then you have some security lights outside as well. And then sometimes they wire this one up. This one isn't wired to do anything, but sometimes on some of the older ones, if you hit that, all the lights will just start flashing. Then you can read how full your fresh is. We have to make sure this gets dumped. It's filled to test, and you have black 1, black 2, gray 1, gray 2, and then fuel on your onboard tanks. Very simple. It takes a little while to get used to having a touchscreen, but this is nice because everything is clearly labeled, everything is organized within its own menu. Then you are partially wired for solar. You have to actually buy and pay us to install the solar kit, and then there'll be a monitoring panel here, a solar panel goes on the roof and all that. Smoke alarm uses 9-volt batteries, so when they start to chirp, just replace them. Up here, got your TV. You got some lights, light switch. We'll do these decorative lights around the TV, then you have another one. It always is in the down position, but that turns it on and off. Your living room lights. Lights for your slide out here. USB ports there. Got your TV remote, so we'll leave this in this cup holder, and you got your remote for your radio right here, and we'll go back to the radio to cover that. Oh, sorry, this is the remote for your fireplace. This chair's got massaging, lights, heat on it, and all that. This, however, before you close this slide out, you'll have to lift up this chair and lay it on top of this one, because when there isn't enough room for both sides to be closed with this chair here. So it is on wheels, so you can move it around. Radio, super simple. You got power here. You got different speaker zones, 1, 2, and 3. 3 will be the garage, 2 will be outside, and 1 will be inside. And you have modes, TV audio. You can have your TV audio come out of here. HDMI in, so if you're watching a movie, you can have it come out here. Keep scrolling. TV audio again. Right here, hit Bluetooth. It says no link. You would look for IRV technologies on your phone. Pair your phone to this, and then you'll be able to jam out to your own music coming off your phone. It's also a DVD player, so you can pop a DVD in there, listen to movies through your audio system. This allows you to skip tracks. This is all your controls for your DVD player, and as well as changes the channel on FM. Right, very simple. You can change AM, FM. You can adjust the clock. Again, Bluetooth settings. It won't turn on because it's not paired. And then these right here are presets to push and hold to save preset. You have auxiliary. This is just for charging, so USB, and then HDMI pass through, and then off. And so tapping off turns the mute on. Pushing and holding turns it off. Right down there, you got that built-in vacuum cleaner, and your fireplace. Your fireplace is super simple. Got power. This changes the temperature, or high or low. This changes the temperature right here. This changes the color of the flame, and this one sets a timer. So it's very easy to read. And again, we'll put that right here. These chairs again have the massage features of the other ones. They are recliners. This black tab, pull it up, it reclines. Light switches for the slide out. More USB ports. Oh, I think the fridge door is open. Yeah, fridge, super simple to use. On or off. This button right here, push and hold, turn it on or off. Push it, turn it on. This temperature button right here changes the settings. 9 is the coldest, 1 is the warmest. This allows it to cycle between gas, auto, or electric. Auto is going to default to 110. That's what I recommend using it on. So if you're plugged in, that's what it's going to run off of. But if someone were to trip over your short cord, get it unplugged, or the campground were to lose power, it'll switch automatically to running off of propane for you. Or if you're going primitive camping somewhere, and you know you'll be able to run your generator pretty much all day long, you can have your generator on and then run this off of electric, rather than using all your propane just for your fridge. Come over here, your microwave works just like your standard household microwave. There's nothing really special about it. You do have convection on it. And then, like I said, if you're going to be using your exhaust fan, make sure that flap on the outside is open. Fusion cooktop, really nice. So all you do to light it is turn this to the flame, twist this, lights the burner. You do all 3 at once. Your oven's a little bit different, works a little differently. You push this, turn that to the flame, push and hold as you're pushing and holding. There's a pilot in there that you have to light, so you can light it with your sparker. Push and hold, twist that sparker until you see that pilot slip, then you can turn it to whatever temperature you want. If you know you're going to use it again in a few hours and you don't want to have to go through relighting that pilot, if you turn it off, but turn it to that flame, shuts the burners off but leaves the pilot on. And you do have light switch here. Up will do the knobs, middle turns them all off, down will do the knobs and the oven light. Sink, very nice. You have this roll-up mat. Make sure you do have it spread out or tucked away, stored somewhere when you operate your slide out, because this countertop will slide over this one to about this point. You got you another bathroom in here. On your toilet right here. Sink right here. Very simple. Light switch. Another GFCI outlet. This toilet works the same way as the front. You got a pedal up front, and it is porcelain as well. And we don't have the slide all the way open because we are next to a wall there. We can't get it all the way open. We do have a nice glass door. It is sealed. There's seals to keep it sealed from the outside. There is a 3,000 pound maximum vehicle capacity back here. Access to that bathroom. You do have a spot for a washer and dryer here. Plugs for both things, hookups, drain. And then you have this is where the dryer vent will go. You have two of these in here. So push this, squeeze this, rotate it. So if you're pulling a vehicle in here and you don't want it to fume up, you can open this one over here, and then there's one down in the other corner underneath that couch. You can turn on there too. Another TV up here. You have outlets. You have your bed lift, your controls for lights on the outside, your awning. This awning right here will control. I believe that one does that one. Nope. Okay, so this awning is controlled from your in-command system. You do have an awning in the back that goes over your patio that you can open and close from here. And then light switch, click it to turn on the lights on and off here. Now, they should have informed you that this bed lift is currently not functional. That's not something you'll have to pay for. Just when you're ready, take it back and we can get it repaired. Till then, I'll do the best I can describing it, how to use it. So these do fold up. So you want to fold these up and out. If you're going to use it as a bed, fold that leg out, as well as the one underneath here. Very easy to do. You got this push pin right here. And then the legs fold up and down. Sometimes these do latch like that. Then you won't be able to fold them, unlatch them like that. That's what's going to allow you to fold these back up. You'd fold that to a platform. Have them legs down if you're going to use it as a bed. If not, fold the legs up. When you lift these up, they'll make contact with the bed. It'll then lift the bed up. And then there's 4 pins you can put in each corner. And you could, when you raise it back down again, this bed will stay up there, but this couch will go down. So if you need more headroom in here, but you still want to be able to have the couches, you can do that. And then that table underneath that bed is what's going to get put in here for you to use as a table. And you do have a ladder to get up to the bed. Roll a carpet if you wanted to have this carpeted. You never plan on using it to store any vehicles or anything like that. And then you do have some storage over there, which is nice for your gear. If you got kids who ride dirt bikes or 4-wheelers, you can put some of their gear in there. Alright, well that pretty much concludes our video walkthrough of your Raptor. There's actually one thing I want to make sure you get. Yep, in here you got 2 things complimentary of tank cleaner. You got your manuals for all your Fireplace, for your anything in appliance that was installed here. Your radio remote, and then the 2 remotes for your TV. It doesn't really matter which remote, each remote you use to watch TV, because they all work on each TV. Alright, that concludes our video walkthrough of your Keystone Raptor. Hope you found this video informative, and I hope you guys get a lot of good use out of this.